Everyone, we're coming back through. We've already come out here and came to the little sandy beach. Now we're heading back into this little fishing village. I wanted to show you the route. So we got this nice little bridge. I'll try to hold on and film, and because it's quite flimsy and my balance isn't so good. So I've been walking for 3 hours. So, but anyhow, it's got some logs. I suppose it's mostly foot traffic, but somebody would probably could get a motorbike. My younger years, I'd get a motorcycle across here. So we're up on the little footbridge. It's about 3 meters above the little creek here, side shoot from the ocean. That's a little lagoon, and it's low tide, or that would be up, the water would be up to this bridge close to it. But I wanted to show you the couple little bridges we crossed. Lead the way this way. Have Michelle lead the way, and shows like a little mango grove in spots, and start to get in some. It's a really clean and remote little fishing village. I just thought it was well laid out. I was surprised how clean and kind of nice it was. Just very traditional Philippine style. So we're up, it's Sunday the 14th of September, not far from Cabaygon, about 15 minutes I think, about 30 minutes from, we both forgot the little barangay we're in. I can't pronounce it. It always takes me weeks and everything to remember. But this cute little fishing village, like I said, the water would come up and that boat would be floating. It's a pretty sizable fishing boat. Not much or any tourist here that I'm aware of. Nothing touristy about it. So if you happen to find it's down like a gravel road that's about 3 or 4 or 5 kilometers long, and at the end you come down to the bay here, and but it's really quite nice. If you like the out of the way places, again, there's nothing. You're not going to get a fancy meal or aircon or sit someplace. It's but if you like traditional Philippine life, you really like it. Good morning, sir, or afternoon. Hey. People are very friendly. I just saw it's very clean and well kept. It's about a, I don't know, half a mile, quarter mile of this. So everything just well kept. Lots of little flowers and fenced and roped off, and just a little community all up here. I'm sure everybody knows everybody. Got their laundry hanging out, roosters crowing. Not too many dogs. There are dogs, but not as noticeable as many places I've been. Probably are, but they're very quiet and peaceful. There's like a mangrove growth swamp over there. And it's kind of sandy base here, so I suppose during the typhoon it would probably, of course it's Bay Area, so it's somewhat sheltered, but it can still get something, some surge of water potentially. But yeah, it just has a very neat native vibe to it. I like it. It's well kept and very nice. There's a little shot of the mango grove through there. We're just making a series of videos, some short and some long. Good afternoon. So it looks like they got some sort of shady thing for something, I'm not sure. Maybe a little platform to sit or something. There's a dog, speaking of the dogs. There's the little coconut tree. They have some that's 40, 50, 60 feet high, 40 and 50. That's a short variety. I think they're supposed to be more acidic or something, tasty. Afternoon, sir. So, but people are pretty friendly and say hi to you most of the time. Some of them's kind of shy, so if you see they're not speaking, a lot of times they're shy, especially in a place like this, because I'm sure there's probably been some foreigner here, but I would say not very many, because this is definitely off the map and a place that most people would not come, because it's not the touristy type area where you rent boats or you swim and there were ocean waves and snorkel and that type of stuff. This is more traditional and more natural, the way people live here, especially years and years ago, and they're still living like that. So here's another little footbridge over the thing. Like I said, there's a heavy rain or high tide, maybe there's some water there. There's Michelle. So looks like it's about 50, 60 feet long and 4 or 5 feet over the little creek here. It goes over to the swamp, comes out of the mountains, so probably mostly storm rain fed. I hear a pump boat off in the distance. So pretty neat. I just wanted to share it, so I'm making some of the videos a little shorter and not quite talking so much. So we'll get back here in 2 or 3 minutes to the main part of town. This is kind of where the people are living, and there's just a little small community up here where there's a traditional basketball court, and it has the name of the place here. I may show you that if we get back in a reasonable amount of time. The little coconut trees here. There's the taller variety. These ones here are the short, I do believe. I don't believe they're just small. And then that's the tall variety, how much taller they are than the others. So, afternoon. Got some fresh fish. So we just asked a couple people. Something I'm realizing as I travel around more, just always ask 2 or 3 people or 4 people about things, because you're going to get potentially 4 different answers. We got told there's no beach, and then there is a beach, and then no beach, and 500 pesos for a 7-kilometer ride, which I think's 4 times higher than it should be, or at least 2 or 3. So then one guy says, no beach down there. There is a beach, but low tide, there's really not much of a beach. If there's high tide, we could have went swimming much easier. I just don't feel like walking all the way out to the tide line and walking all the way out to where it's deep enough that I can swim. But this is kind of neat. I like how it's kind of fenced off, and everybody's got their little house on the left and right, and just very peaceful. I could see having a peaceful, restful, enjoyable life here. So especially if you're older. Now if you're younger and stuff, maybe not so much, but although there's plenty of hiking and natural activities to do, walking the shoreline, hiking the mountains, living life like you do anywhere. People always think something's so much better somewhere else, but you get bored and used to the big city and all the different things, big touristy spots where they got boats. And that kind of gets old too, and quite expensive. So this is pretty neat. We've come back up to town. People here are very great at walking and climbing the mountains and proficient at riding motorcycles and so forth. They're excellent at navigating and maneuvering their scooters and motorbikes that are not meant for this type of terrain, and they're really amazing how they can do things here. Michelle wants to eat, so a little bit more before we trek back up the mountain for an hour and a half. I'll show you, this is the main part of town in case you missed my other video. The basketball court, there's where we're at. I don't know if you can read that, but I'll see if I can zoom in on it. But that's where we're at. If you can pause it or look at that, kind of shaky. But that's it. So it's just a little small community, couple little sorry stores and several of them, and not that much else. A little stage basketball court. So it's nice. I like it because it's remote. And you're not going to see a bunch of videos on YouTube except mine of this place. Because a lot of the backpackers and YouTubers would not bother to come to such a place. But sure few have, but it's not going to be many you'll see at a place like this. So thanks for watching. There's some of the local kids hanging out. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you on the next one.